Hello, and welcome to the English with Colin Podcast, a podcast for English language learners. My name's Colin, I'm an English teacher in Tokyo, and if you're looking to improve your English skills and gain more confidence in your ability to communicate in English, you've come to the right place. In these episodes, I'll provide you with short conversations in English that cover a range of topics, from everyday situations to more specialised subjects. These conversations are designed to help you practice your listening skills and pick up new vocabulary and grammar along the way. Regular listening practice is key to improving your English, and I hope this podcast will become a valuable resource for you on your language learning journey. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the conversation. And remember, the more you listen, the more you'll learn. Before we start, I have a small favour to ask. If you are enjoying these podcasts, please take a moment to share your favourite episode with a friend. This really helps our podcast to grow. So, in your podcast app, click share and send a short message to a friend who might find our podcast useful. Thank you so much for your help. It really means a lot to us. Now, let's get on with the conversation. This is episode 40, and today's topic is souvenir shopping, the best gifts and keepsakes for your trip to Japan. Hello, Sue.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm very well. So, if you come to Japan, if you visit Japan, you're going to need to buy something to take home as a little memory of your trip. What do you think is a good gift from Japan?
Well, there's so many things that you can take back. You can take back some sort of food.
Yeah, the snacks, sweets we've talked about before. What do you think is something good?
Well, there's the ones that I think became very famous, which were the matcha Kit Kats.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, they became very famous, I would say, because it's an unusual flavour outside of, well, certainly for people in Europe or in North America. Green tea is not something we associate with sweet, like a candy or chocolate. So visually, it's also very different. You've got green chocolate. That's kind of unusual. So yeah, matcha flavour Kit Kat, I think is a very good one. And even some other sweets like mochi. Mm-hmm. Mochi is difficult. Mochi is this kind of sticky rice kind of sweet in a way. Very often it's got the anko red bean inside. That can be difficult to transport.
To take back,
yeah. Just like I think temperature wise, or it kind of has to be eaten relatively quickly. It has a very short kind of eat by date. Chocolate is usually okay, but this mochi, you kind of need to eat it relatively soon.
There's also the in Muji, which is the store for, it has many things where you can buy several different kinds of stuff if you want to take back. They have clothing, which is quite nice. But what they have food. And one thing that's very famous for...
Something that you enjoy as well.
But it is famous. Okay. Is their, they have these dried strawberries covered with chocolate.
And is it strawberry chocolate as well? Or is it just standard chocolate?
It's white chocolate.
Ah, right. Yes, that's right. So dried strawberries covered in white chocolate.
They're quite famous.
Yeah.
They usually have them near the checkout. The checkout.
Right.
Yeah. They have all kinds of food, Japanese food, and they have drinks and other things. But I think the strawberries became very famous.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. No, we've had plenty of those in the past. Yeah, Muji is a good place to get souvenirs. The clothing, it is a very unique, not unique, it's a very distinctive Japanese fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So Muji the full name would be Mujirushi Ryohin. So Mujirushi basically means like no label or no mark. So the whole thing is that they don't have their kind of logo on their products generally.
Mm-hmm.
So if you buy a toaster from Muji, it doesn't say Muji on it. It's a very sort of clean, minimalist kind of design. But the clothing, it's a kind of modern, I feel it's a very sort of Japanese style. Just the cut, the shape of the clothing, and also some of the materials being used. But it's good. I would say it's a little step up from Uniqlo.
It is. But it's good clothing. It will last.
It will last, yeah.
So they have the clothing if you want to take back, like a little jumper, blouse, a very good quality. For kids they have very interesting things. I bought some stuff from Muji for my niece and nephew. Mm-hmm. Very, very cute, very unique, very Muji.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy a little bit of food.
And stationery.
Stationery.
It's good. I mean, stationery, maybe we can move on to stationery now. I am a big fan of Japanese stationery. There's a lot of big Japanese stationery shops, or not shops, but companies. Mm-hmm. So obviously you've got like Mitsubishi, but you also have Pilot. There's another one called Zebra. Mm-hmm. Is that what it's called? Many. Uniball, I think, is also Japanese. But so some of these brands have made kind of very big kind of innovations in stationery. So you can get some quite unique products here, especially things like mechanical pencils, which are not that common in the UK, or, I don't know, are they a big thing in Mexico, these mechanical pencils?
I don't remember them, but not being a big thing.
Well, I mean, by comparison, that's what all of our students use.
Yeah.
At university.
Absolutely.
They're not using pens, most of them. They're using mechanical pencils.
Yeah.
Which is kind of strange because I stopped using a pencil when I was about 7 years old, 8 years old. I think we moved from pencils to pens. Even for things like maths.
Oh.
We would actually use pens. So, yeah, it's kind of weird for me even now to see all of my students using mechanical pencils at university
and
rather
erasers,
than and erasers, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, pens, notebooks, very good quality paper in Japan,
and many brands, many different brands, and sizes. And
the one that I really like is, and you like as well, the Maruman.
That's one of my favorites.
Very, very nice quality paper, nice notebooks. And yeah, like little diaries, journals, those kind of things. And yeah, things like the washi tape, which is quite popular if you're into journaling or notebook kind of making. What's it called? The bullet journal?
The bullet journaling, yeah.
Yeah, if you're into that, then you're definitely going to want to buy some of the washi tape.
They have so many Post-its in the shape of anything and everything.
Literally, yeah.
And it's very, very cute. Different colors, different shapes. Some with flowers, some with animals.
Yeah.
No, it's fantastic. You can spend a lot of money if you don't pay attention.
Yeah. Keep track of how much your basket is coming to. It can stack up quite quickly. But yeah, Loft is a good place for stationery, and also Tokyu Hands. Those are the two places I would recommend. There's other kind of more specialist, if you're looking for a really nice fountain pen, probably there's other places to go. But I think Loft and Tokyu Hands are good places for stationery.
Well, for, bringing some souvenirs or for some gifts, I think that's where we get ours. When my parents came, that's where they got all the gifts for friends and family as well.
That's true.
Loft also has, it has a big stationery, but it has other things, especially the one in Shibuya, which is very, very big. Every floor is different.
Yeah, there's about 8 floors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And one of the floors, I don't remember which one it is, but there's very nice kind of little sake glasses or little rice bowls that are good quality.
Special glasses for beer as well.
Oh, yes, to keep it chill.
Yeah.
So this might be a bit more expensive. They're not too expensive, but you can, they're very, very good souvenirs there. Yeah. To get there, and good quality, not too expensive.
Yeah, very good quality. Mm-hmm. Some of them can be very expensive.
Some of them can get
some
expensive.
Of the glasses, they can get quite expensive, but they're beautifully made, very, very intricate designs. But yeah, Japanese ceramics. You said the sake cups and the sets, the little kind of bottles. Mm-hmm. Is tokkuri. Mm-hmm. Tokkuri. So tokkuri is the little kind of bottle that you kind of put the sake in, and then from the tokkuri you'd pour it into the small, I think it's called ochoko, mm-hmm. little sake cups. So you get a little set of maybe a couple of cups and the little bottle, and they can be quite nice.
You can also get the square little cups made of wood.
Oh yes, I think they're called, and I'm really testing my Japanese ability today, but I think they're called masa. Masa. I'm not sure, I can't remember. But yeah, little kind of, and they're made from a certain type of wood.
That smells delicious, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, those can be, and you drink from those directly.
And yeah, I think Loft has good prices. Mm-hmm. If you want something a little bit more expensive, but
good quality,
something that you're going to keep, for your children. I think Takashimaya also has a floor of pottery and ceramics and beautiful things. Expensive.
Yeah.
But definitely, the people that sell in there, they're very, very kind, and they will wrap it up.
No, it'll be if you buy a gift for somebody in one of these department stores, Isetan or Takashimaya or somewhere like that, it'll be in a beautiful box, and it'll be very carefully wrapped, and it will look very, very special. It's nice for if you have a wedding gift that you need to buy and you happen to be going through Japan. It's a great place to get something a bit special. Speaking of kind of expensive items, Japanese knives, cooking knives.
Yeah, they're famous.
Yeah, the quality is really spectacular. And some of the places that you can go to, they can be very, very old businesses, well over 100 years old. These shops have been making these knives, and just not only how good they are at cutting, but also how they look visually. These knives look really nice. The way that they've kind of it's almost like the metal has a kind of grain, almost like a wood grain on it, like the pattern of it's not wood, obviously it's metal, but it has a very sort of special pattern to it. And going to these shops, and these shops I think they're quite used to getting tourists, because it's such a popular kind of thing for tourists to buy. And you can go there and you can try the different knives, see how they feel in your hand, and all that kind of stuff.
The different weights. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the kind of standard sort of general knife that you might use for cooking in Japanese is called a santoku, and that's a very sort of general purpose knife that you can use for. There's other very special ones for different types of like your sashimi knife, or if you've got a knife to cut up a big tuna That's going to be a very different knife. But the santoku is a very general purpose kind of knife. There's lots of stuff for kids, like little kind of games and toys and things. One I think that's really nice is something called a kendama. Have you ever seen a kendama?
Yeah.
How would you describe a kendama?
It's like a handle, and then at the end it has, I don't know, like a place for this little ball can stand, and it has on both sides.
Right.
And then the ball is in a string.
The ball's attached to a string.
Yeah.
And the ball has a hole in it.
Yeah.
So the idea is that the ball is attached to the handle with a string, a long string. And the idea is you have to throw the ball up in the air, and you need to catch it on top of this handle. And there's usually a pin, like a wooden pin at the top of this handle. And the hole in the ball needs to go onto the pin. But there's also another 2 places on the side that you can balance the ball. And also at the bottom of the handle, there's another place where you can balance the ball. So there's a lot you can do. If you have a look on YouTube and look for kendama, Kendama, you will find people doing incredible tricks with these things. So that's quite a nice... It's more difficult than it looks.
No, it's a skill.
Yeah.
But yeah, for kids as well. That's very traditional. But I mean, Japan is very famous for all their characters from manga or from cartoons, or even Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty, yeah.
And there are shops like just for these characters.
Yeah.
So, and they have anything and everything you would want.
Well, we went to the one in the new Shibuya Scramble building.
Yeah.
And they had one, there was a Nintendo.
There was, yeah.
One, I think they're probably like a Sanrio. Sanrio is Hello Kitty and all that kind of stuff.
The Pokemon, I think.
Pokemon, yeah. All in that one building.
Where they have a lot of these shops for characters is in the Tokyo Tower? No.
Oh, the Sky Tree.
The Sky Tree, yeah.
Yes.
And anything for Totoro and all of these.
Yeah. Totoro, of course.
Yeah.
We didn't even think of Totoro. Yeah. Totoro is Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
The sort
all
of
of these
Miyazaki.
characters.
Yeah.
Kiki and all of these characters are amazing. Tokyo Tower for
Skytree.
The Skytree for buying stuff, these little souvenirs and gifts. You can find I'm gonna say almost any character in there.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, Studio Ghibli is a big thing. Yeah, and there is actually Studio Ghibli shop that they do have chains. They have them, quite a few of them throughout Japan. I think we've seen them down in Kyoto and Osaka, but there's definitely a few up in Tokyo as well. And again, they have very, very cheap things or little things for kids, but they also have very expensive stuff for adults.
Yeah.
That's it. The other thing is, if you go to a Disney store in Japan, there's expensive stuff for adults, which for me, Disney is a kid's thing, but in Japan, it's not necessarily. It's also for adults. So you see some very expensive, like, plates and
tea sets,
tea sets, but also things like kettles and stuff. With Mickey Mouse. Yeah, so there's something for everybody. So yeah, just make sure you don't forget your credit card, because there's lots of things for you to buy and take home. And that's a wrap for today's episode of the English with Colin podcast. I hope you enjoyed listening to the conversation and found it helpful in your language learning journey. Remember, the key to mastering a language is regular practice. So make sure you listen to our podcast regularly and keep honing your listening skills. We appreciate your support and feedback. So if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions for future topics, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. You can find our contact information in the show notes. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to joining you again next time for another conversation in English. Until then, keep practicing and take care.